And they said that the number one issue they had in the orphanage is that the kids never go anywhere. That they're always locked up in the facility, but they don't have a chance to explore the world or see anything. And it was an all-boys orphanage at the time. And I started taking the boys. So I proposed this idea. I said, how about I take the boys on, like, to see the planetarium, to go to a museum, to go on a field trip to the zoo, you know, like different things like that. And they said that would be amazing, to give them love through experience, not through things. Yeah. Because I truly believe that giving people things is not the answer. Yeah.
Hello everyone, welcome to another amazing episode of Before 18. Before 18 is a show that focuses on children who do spectacular things and adults who impact the lives of children. Well, today I am having an amazing person who impacts the lives of children and teens. And I am just so happy to have this podcast, and I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Okay, I'm super psyched to be here. This is such a privilege to talk to you guys. My name is Monika Emad, but I go by Moni because I like the way that it ends with a smile. Yeah. So I want everyone to smile when they say my name. So it's Moni. But then I realized that in Kenya, that means money. Yeah. And I was like, maybe that's not good. Yeah. But it's already been my nickname for a while, so I'm sticking to it. It's Moni. And just think of it this way. You know, I enrich your life like money does. Yeah. It's that's nice, kind of the idea. Yeah. I'm the founder of the Human Unity Gateway Foundation, which stands for H.U.G. Yeah. So, you know, because this kind of hug, because I truly believe that hugging people and loving people is a gateway to human unity. Yeah. So if we just love each other more and we fear each other less, then there will be a lot more human unity in the world. Amazing. So that actually came to me, the name for this foundation came to me in my dream. Yeah. When I was considering what I wanted, which group I wanted to help. Because since I can remember, I was always an empath. I was always someone who felt very deeply when other people were hurting or were in some way disadvantaged. So I always wanted to be part of the solution. But I never knew who to help because it's so overwhelming, right? For all of us, it's just so overwhelming to think about all the pain that's happening in the world. And I was thinking, okay, do I help babies? Do I help moms? Do I help kids? Do I help teenagers? Do I help the elderly? Do I help the vets? It was just very difficult to come up with who to help. And I had a hard time deciding. And then I had my own children, and I thought, it's just so much work with these little buggers. Yeah. But then very early on, my 17-year-old brother passed away in a car accident. And he was a teen who was kind of troubled a little bit by not having the right mentors, not having people help him through life, not having the guidelines or the tools to deal with being a teenager. Because let's be honest, being a teenager is very hard. Yeah. It is very difficult. So true, you're at the beginning of adulthood, so you're already like being pulled by how to be an adult, but you're still a kid and you still have to listen to your parents, and you're torn and you're hormonal. Yeah. So many things are happening, and puberty is hitting, and then just emotionally there's a lot of turmoil. So it's a very difficult time for humanity in general, this teenagerhood. And he was having trouble being a teenager, and he made bad decisions, and he drank alcohol when he was driving. He drank beers, apparently just 2 beers, but that's all it takes to take your focus is not as sharp. And it was snowing. It was in the United States. It was snowing, and he fell off the road and killed himself. He hit a tree and died. And at that moment, of course, it was the most devastating thing that happened in my life. But at the same time, I felt like that's when God said, this is your calling.
Yeah.
You know, you need to be helping that group.
Yeah.
Because they are also the highest amount of suicides happens in teenagers.
Yeah, that's
the
true.
highest amount of accidents, like my brother's, happen in teenagerhood.
Yeah.
So it is a very volatile time. And in a dream, God
Yeah.
or, divine spirit or someone
Yeah.
came to me and said, you need to run a foundation, and it needs to be called the H.U.G Foundation, and you need to create unity in humanity.
Yeah.
So that's how it started. And that's why it started 17 years ago when my brother died. It's now 18 years.
Yeah.
And I've been on a quest to do that. So I've been primarily working with orphanages in
Yeah.
America. But now I want to do global things.
Yeah.
So I it's a long introduction, but that's basically who I am. I run the foundation, and as of a year now, I am mostly solely devoted to expanding the reach of the foundation and empowering teens, teaching them how to be conscious leaders,
Yeah.
teaching them how to take ownership of their life, how to take ownership of their future, and how to give them all the tools that they need
Sure.
to self-lead and self-govern their life.
Yeah.
So they're not counting on others.
Yeah.
They're counting on themselves.
Amazing.
It's a long-winded introduction.
And I loved every minute of it, and it's very inspiring. And I think this is gonna be a special podcast for me, being, when H.U.G is turning, or when the journey is turning 18, and I am 18, and so I'm gonna write some notes as we talk here, because I also happen to
Yes.
fall under that bracket.
You guys are the same age, my
Yeah.
foundation and you.
Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome.
And so it's amazing. And I just wanted to. I love the way you've explained and talked about how you were able to identify the gap that is there, and it's something I've actually seen, especially here in Kenya and in other places. We have focused on other groups, and we've neglected
The teens.
the teens. And I feel as if it's a very strong initiative, and I'm gonna love this conversation.
I'm already loving it so much.
Yeah, and so Frablek and Sabai, what is that in your journey? You've talked about your journey, especially as an empath, and looking at what is that you can say you saw before before H.U.G? What is that was burning in your heart? And probably you can talk about the areas that you probably volunteered or
worked on before.
Yes, yeah.
So I took a very convoluted path to getting where I am.
Yeah.
I had 53 different positions at work until now in my life, which you can imagine, that's a lot.
Yes, that's a lot.
I was a reporter. I was a film director in the U.S. I was a film producer. I worked in TV. I worked on so many different jobs and positions and careers, because I was constantly searching for something that will give me fulfillment and satisfaction,
Yeah.
but also that has some kind of impact,
Yeah.
but also that brings you money, right? Because all those things are important.
Yeah.
But everything I tried, for the longest time, I was very mesmerized by Hollywood,
Yeah.
right? And I actually grew up in Poland, in Krakow, and I was a little kid there during communism. And I remember as a little kid, I was already dreaming on how I'm going to be on big film sets, and I'm going to be, an important person there, and I'm going to be telling people what to do, and it's
Yeah.
going to be so awesome. And, because I set that out to be my dream, I achieved it. And when I went to college in the United States, and then I went to work in film. And, for many years, I devoted my life to this mission of thinking that this is my mission.
Yeah.
But, I really truly feel that a big part of life and a big part of courage is knowing when to pivot, knowing when you go towards a path and you're like, oh my God, I'm so deep in this path. I really cannot go back
Yeah.
and start something completely new. But that's courage,
Yeah.
And I feel like either because of that or because I have career ADHD, I don't
Yeah.
know which one, but I did that a lot,
Yeah.
where I would go down a path, I would feel like I've already maximized everything that I could do in this industry. It didn't bring me the fulfillment or the expansion of my soul as I wanted to,
Yeah.
or I feel like I've already achieved everything I could, and I have now the ability to try something new.
Yeah.
So with film, it was tough because it's not as glamorous as you think.
Yeah.
It's sometimes 16-hour days on a film set, very early mornings, living on the film set, eating some old, horrible, very unhealthy food, drinking bad milk with your coffee just to get through the day.
Yeah.
It's very high paced, it's very high responsibility, and it's very high stress. So it was not the lifestyle that I thought I wanted, and I was really giving, because people who have integrity and people who truly give of themselves to what they do, they do the best job that they can, right?
Sure.
Even if you're a street sweeper.
Yeah.
But if you do it so well, somebody will recognize it and you will move on with your life, right?
Yeah.
You will then progress. So that's how I was with film. I gave it my all. But then I thought to myself, what am I really doing this for?
Yeah.
I'm killing myself. I'm killing my body, really, because I'm not sleeping. I'm not eating properly. I'm stressed out all the time. Am I really impacting the world in any positive way?
Yeah.
Am I doing something that's meaningful for the planet? No.
Yeah.
I'm creating flicks that people will watch, be entertained, and forget about them 20 minutes later.
That's true, yeah.
So at that moment, I decided this is just not fulfilling. I need to have something that truly gives more. And along the way, I've had many mentors. I've read many books. And one of my mentors is Tony Robbins. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Yeah.
I read a few of his books, and he repeats this one thing over and over again. And I never really understood it until I tried it. And that is the only way to find fulfillment in life and the secret to a good life is giving to others. And not giving things. Not giving, because I'm very much against the handout mentality.
Yeah.
Very much against handing people out. Like the whole concept of giving people fish instead of teaching them how to fish. Right? That's a very old mantra of mine.
Yeah.
I do not give fish. I teach people how to do that. I teach people how to be their own solution. That's really my goal.
Yeah.
So he said that the only way to do it is to help others, by giving them love, by giving them time, by giving them resources, and giving them tools to support themselves, to be their own champions. And I started doing that. And when I started doing that, I realized that is true. It's a very, very true saying, because it fills your heart in a way that you just can't explain.
Yeah.
And I know that most of us think me, right?
Yeah.
What is it in for me? What am I getting? But only when you give up that me mentality and you start thinking, what can I do for others? How can I add value to other people's lives? How can I add value to this planet? I was very lucky to be born. It was like trillions and trillions of little sperms.
Yeah.
And we're the ones that got the egg.
Yeah.
We reached the egg first. So we won the most insane lottery to even be alive.
Yeah.
So we're so blessed for that, and we should be thankful to God for that.
Yeah.
And I truly believe that God puts us here on earth to continue choosing love over fear. I really believe that that's the reason.
Yeah.
And I believe that every thought we have, and every word we say, and every action we take, we can either move towards light and towards love, or towards darkness and towards fear. And I think that's the human condition, or that's the human experience. How many times are you going to choose light and love? And how many times are you going to choose darkness and fear? And that's what I'm kind of promoting out there. I'm promoting how to live your life through love and through service to others, so you are elevating the entire consciousness of the planet. Because each one of us, I think that's probably our mission, is how do we elevate the energy, elevate the consciousness, elevate the light in the world.
Yeah. And I'm so happy to hear from that, and I'm just like, saying, oh, I really needed that, and oh, this is very important. And now we are going to go for a short commercial break, even as we think about what she's saying, and as we come back, we're going to go now through the journey and the inception, and even to where we are now. But before that, see you after the break. Welcome back. Welcome back. Now, before we left, we were talking about purpose and how you left the film and industry now to you looking and searching for purpose. And now we've come to H.U.G.
Yes.
And it has come through a dream. Now, what happens next?
I really believe that God gives us signs, and when we're walking the right path, we see those signs more. And we just have to be open to them. We just have to be open, because I think God speaks to us in two ways. And this is just my experience, and I'm going to only be able to speak from my experience. And my experience is that God speaks to us through signs, and also through this like inner voice, like this inner knowing. When you hear truth, you know it's truth, right?
Yeah.
When you hear falsehood, you know it's a lie.
Yeah.
And that inner guidance, that inner voice, that's God, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, I have this idea for the foundation. Now what do I do? What do I do with this idea? And I just started kind of looking online, teenagers, blah, and suddenly I had a pop-up on my computer. And it said, local initiative for St. Peter's Orphanage. And my brother's name was Peter. So I knew that was a sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was no doubt.
Yeah.
So that was a sign, and I called the orphanage right away. It's in New Jersey in America.
Yeah.
In the United States. And I said, okay, I'm a brand new person. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how I can be of service. But tell me what you need.
Yeah.
Tell me what is a need in your orphanage that I can help you fulfill. If there's something, I don't have a lot of money, I'm not very rich, but if there's something, if I can give of my time, if I can, tell me what I can do. And they said that the number one issue they had in the orphanage is that the kids never go anywhere. That they're always locked up in the facility, but they don't have a chance to explore the world or see anything. So my initial idea was, oh my gosh, I can take them on educational field trips.
Yeah.
And it was an all-boys orphanage at the time. And I started taking the boys. So I proposed this idea. I said, how about I take the boys on to see the planetarium, to go to a museum, to go on a field trip to the zoo, different things like that. And they said that would be amazing. To give them love through experience, not through things.
Yeah.
Because I truly believe that giving people things is not the answer.
Yeah.
It's not the answer. It's a halfway something good. Yes, money, but money can buy things, or they can buy experiences. They can buy different things, and it depends how you want to share that love with people. And I truly believe that when you teach people something or you offer them an experience, it is much deeper than giving them something like a jacket or or a physical, tangible thing. So I started doing that, and it was amazing. It was beautiful. For instance, one of the boys, he was 12 years old. It was his number one dream to go to the zoo and to see the gorillas. That was his.
Wow, yeah.
He's never seen a gorilla. He's never seen any animals outside of a dog or a cat or a mouse, probably.
Yeah.
And he said it would be such a dream of mine. And I said, you're kidding. That's a dream of yours? But the zoo is only 20 kilometers from where we are.
Yeah.
It's very close. He said, yeah, but I had no means. There was no way for me to get there.
Yeah.
So, we made that possible for him and for the other kids. So small things like that just really shifted the kids' mindsets of there's a world outside of this. There's so much more that I can aspire to do and be and achieve. So that's how it started initially. And then I had my own children, and I also have an adopted son.
Yeah.
So I have 3 boys, and when they started to become more and more independent, I was like, this is my opportunity to go global.
Yeah, yeah.
So I said to them, boys, I love you very much. You're always going to be my priority, but please give me permission now to be the bonus mama for all the other teenagers in the world.
Yeah.
And they said, with blessing, Mama.
Yeah.
I know they miss me because now I've been away from the house for 3 months doing this work all over the world.
Yeah.
And I know it's sometimes tough for them not to have their mom, but they are, they're 18 and 20 and 19. So they're kind of 3 in a
Yeah.
row. And I've taught them to be independent because, in my opinion, to be a good parent is not to do things for your kids, is to teach them how to do things for themselves. So I implemented that idea very early on to what do I do to make sure that my boys are self-sufficient, independent early on. They don't count for me for cooking.
Yeah.
They don't count for me for laundry. They don't count for me for groceries. They can do everything themselves. I made them go to work very early on in life because I feel like that's really the best way you can parent someone is giving them independence and showing them how to do things for themselves.
Yeah.
So that's when, and I went to an event in America called the Global Youth Leadership Summit that's organized by the Tony Robbins Foundation.
Yeah.
And it's a summit where we teach teens how to be amazing leaders, global leaders. And I was so moved and so inspired by that event because I saw a transformation in teenagers that happened like that. It happened so quickly. Within 4 days, kids who came in who were shy, who were uncertain of themselves, who didn't know that they had any personal power, who didn't have a voice, who didn't have a purpose, who didn't have a belief in themselves. After 4 days, they came out leaders.
Yeah.
They came out so empowered. They came out as community. They all met each other. They made friends. They created circles of peers to work together on community-based projects.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, this is it. That's my global initiative. And of course, once again, big guy interfered.
Yeah.
And while I was there, I met a Kenyan coach. His name is Benson, and he runs an organization here in Nairobi called Coach Ben Africa. And he told me that he runs these small camps for kids here in Nairobi, but it's his big dream to do African Youth Leaders Summit, you know, where we can collect all the kids from different African countries and create global solutions to African problems or African challenges. I don't like to use the word problems.
Yeah, challenges.
You know, challenges, because challenges is something like almost like a video game, right? You're like, all right, challenge accepted.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and conquer it.
Yeah.
Where problem is kind of like whiny, you know, but challenge is like, all right, I'm ready to take on the challenge. Let's go. Let's level up. So he was saying that it was, you know, he really wanted to do something like that. And I said, oh my goodness. Like, you know, when, again, the voice of truth spoke, I was like, uh-oh, I hear it, I feel it. It's a sign. And I said, Benson, we need to do this thing.
Yeah.
And he said, Moni, you're crazy. It's going to take 10 years to plan something like that in Kenya. Like, it's so much work. You have no idea how difficult that's going to be. And I said, you know what? You have to sometimes be a little bit of a fool and a little bit naive in order to do great things in the world.
Yeah.
You know, that's how almost all big inventions were created. People who were just a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
So I said, hey, call me crazy, but let's try. You'll never know unless you try.
Yeah.
You'll never know it. That's why it's so not good to be in your head.
Yeah.
When you're in your head, I always say, when you're in your head, you're dead. Something that also Tony Robbins says as well, is basically don't think things, try them. You will only know if you like something or if you want to do something or if you want to continue on this path if you try it.
Yeah.
But if you're standing in this place and you're trying to make a decision from step 0, you're never going to be able to figure it out.
Yeah.
So I always say, that's mine. I always say you can't see step 2 from step 0. You have to take the first step.
Yeah.
So take the first step, then you take the second, then you'll see step 3. But you can't see it from 0. So trying to plan your life or your mission or your goals or your career or whatever you want to do, your project, planning it in your head doesn't work. You have to try it.
Yeah.
So I said, Ben, we're doing it. And he goes, Moni, I don't know. I don't think you know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I probably don't. And that's probably better. Because sometimes ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's better not to know.
Yeah.
So we went for it. And we started talking to people about it. I talked to other coaches from, you know, life coaches and coaches in America about it. Benson spoke to people here. And we made it happen. And in 8 months, we put on the first ever African Youth Leaders Summit in Turi, St Andrews International School.
Yeah.
And it was 160 kids.
Wow.
And we had kids from Uganda, Tanzania, and Kenya. And we had about 60 children from well-off families, you know, like, you know, they call them posh kids.
Yeah.
I heard this term here in Kenya.
Yeah.
In Poland we call them, it's funny, in Poland we call them banana kids, because only very rich people in Poland were able to afford bananas at some point, you know. So it's funny because here it's the cheapest fruit, right? So it's not considered anything special. But in Poland, banana kids were the rich kids. And we had 60 of those, and we had 60 kids from single parent families or orphans. We had a lot of orphans as well. And those were sponsored by the H.U.G Foundation and by coming together with all my coaches. And we had no funding for this. We had to come up with our own funding. So each coach who wanted to be a part of the program had to raise about $5,000. Raise from their friends, from their family, from anyone they knew. I mean, we stepped outside of our comfort zones. We begged. We said, listen, this is a beautiful initiative. We're going to be creating leaders of future Africa. We're going to be giving them the most amazing skills that they don't teach in school. The things that we teach at AYLS, and we call it THABITI, Swahili word, you know what that means, right? So steadfast, strong, steadfast, resolved. I like to think of it like this powerful person, right? So THABITI is the name that we call it, but the extension is African Youth Leaders Summit. What we teach there is, we call it in America soft skills. Soft skills is something they don't teach in school. So it's emotional intelligence, it's communication, it's relationship, it's conscious leadership. So, you know, leading from your heart and not leading from your ego or from your pocket, but from your heart. Not only from your brain, but from the heart.
From the heart,
Yes, it's very important that to include your heart, because that's where the love is. So we teach all the kind of skills that you need to be a very rounded human and to be an elevated, aware, and empowered human. And from that place, then you can lead. You can lead others. So that's what we teach. And it was a gamble. Because you don't know how African kids are going to be responding to this kind of knowledge. We brought the content from America. It's very different than what you guys learn here in schools. Completely different. So at first, the kids were like looking at us like, what are these people doing? They were a little like, okay, this is weird. Because, you know, we're talking about like energy, but energy as a source of, you know, of everything in the universe, right? So, but, you know, I remember I was told by my African colleagues, like, be careful, because sometimes you might use the word energy and people might think that you're talking about something negative. And I said, okay, but this is scientific energy. This is like kinetic energy, solar energy. Like, we're talking about actual energy. Like, that's from science. So we had to be very cautious about the content that we delivered, that it was within the cultural acceptance. So that's what we did. And after 2 days, we started seeing the transformations happen. And after 3 days, and on day four, everything that we observe happening in America happened here.
Amazing.
Beautiful, incredible transformations, metamorphoses. Kids who didn't speak, who were super shy, were suddenly at the front on stage, sharing their dreams, sharing their purpose, their goals. So amazing. It was probably one of the most amazing moments of my life. I'm still getting a little emotional about it. Because it was really that beautiful. And these kids created a family, you know, it's like a chosen family. So we saw the impact, and now we really want to do it all over the world. So, and we want to continue doing it in Kenya, of course, and then maybe Nigeria as well. But Kenya is going to be our hub, because I don't know if you know this, you probably do, but most other African countries, from what this is just my research and what people told me, even at the International Conference for Child Protection that we were at, I heard this from several people. They say that Kenya is the capital of Africa. Have you heard that before?
Yes, Kenya is the capital of Africa.
So, as such, Kenya needs to be the leader,
Yeah.
right? And needs to be the conscious leader that we need and to show things.
Yeah.
And show how to lead properly. So we would like to continue the one in Kenya every year.
Yeah.
So we're doing it in April, every April.
Yeah.
In St Andrews and Turi. And the way that we're positioning it now is we're going to grow. So it's going to be 6 days.
Yeah.
It's going to be 300 kids, hopefully. We have a limited amount, so we cannot take everyone who applies, but we do try to we try to choose children that already have like a need to be a leader.
Yeah.
You know, like they feel like I see problems or no, not problems, challenges.
Challenges.
I see
Yeah.
challenges in my community.
Yeah.
I want to fix them. I want to
Yeah.
be a part of the solution. I just need the tools. Can you please accept me for the program so I can be part of the solution?
Yeah.
And so they need to write an essay. They usually need to write an application and an essay and explain how they would like to participate,
Yeah.
what they would like to change in their community, and what their idea is, for instance, for how they would like to change it.
Yeah.
And then they come for the program, and then every year we're going to be building on top of the next one. So, for instance, the kids that came this year, next year they're coming back as alumni,
Yeah.
as kids that are already have completed the first program.
Yeah.
So now they're going to second level,
Yeah.
and now they're going to have different curriculum. So they're coming for as more of leaders, and then they have a leadership role
Yeah.
to then help the younger
Yeah.
kids coming in or the new kids coming in. And every year we're going to build another tier.
Amazing.
And then that way it's a peer group that's self-running. That's
Yeah.
basically they all are helping each other become leaders.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the vision. And the big global vision is to have an online global community where we have these events all over the world because
Yeah.
we just had one in Romania 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
3 weeks ago, where we did the same thing, like a Romanian Youth Leadership Summit.
Yeah.
We're going to have another one I believe we're doing one in Martinique.
Yeah.
We're doing one in Canada. We're hoping to do one in Poland, in my home country.
Yeah.
And then have an online global community where all these teens can collaborate, where they can find solutions for their problems. So one of them, has a project. They're trying to work on this project, and they go into the community, into the incubator or the think tank,
Yeah.
and they say, "Hey guys, I have this initiative. I'm not sure how to tackle it. These are my challenges. What do I do?"
Yeah.
And then all the other teenagers participate in the solutions. And we, as the coaches, we're just mentoring.
Yeah.
So we're just overseeing the whole operation and just seeing how they're handling themselves.
Yeah.
And we can throw in sometimes some wisdom.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we really want it to be them
Yeah.
in the leadership role.
Amazing. And I'm just having a lot of conviction right now in me because when I was growing, I had different leadership positions. I still am, and I still fight a lot for and advocate for child participation,
Yes.
especially in the different in every sector, from budgeting, so we can get the voice of children, and even in that end, because children are not just players or spectators, they should also they're also part of it.
Absolutely. Hallelujah for you
Yeah.
saying that.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. They have so much to offer. I really believe that teenagers are smarter than
Yeah.
us,
Yeah.
than our generation.
Yeah.
I'm Gen X, I think.
Yeah.
So you guys, Gen Z,
Yeah.
you guys are so much smarter than us. We should be listening to you. We should, big ears,
Yeah.
listen to what the teenagers have to say.
Yeah. And so that hearing all of this, and even as we close, we have to close. But even as we close, I'm just loving the conversation that we are having, and
Sure.
I think we're going to have a part 2. I'm going to talk to the crew. We can.
Yes, hopefully.
Yeah.
I'm leaving for US on Saturday.
Yeah.
But I'll be back.
Yeah, then we can have a part 2 for this because I love
With
the
pleasure.
Yeah, because and when I was doing that, because I was the speaker for Kiambu County, the Children's Assembly, and we used to do a lot, and sometimes I'll go to school and people are like, Manasa, how do you do this, and how do you do this, and seeing that there are people who are willing to take people who have a calling in leadership and who have identified challenges and they want to take it is so very much fulfilling. And I'm just so happy for Moni for what she's doing. And now
Thank
you can
you.
tell our viewers who are watching something
Yeah.
and just talk to them, probably someone who wants also to as they're watching, they've had fire burning in them, and they're like, I also want to try
Want to be
something.
a part of it.
And I want to
Okay,
be a part
so
of
you
it.
guys can join the Huggers. We have a community that we're starting to build.
Yeah.
It's called the Huggers. You guys want to hug the world, hug each other, hug hug everyone in the right kind of spirit.
Yeah.
Then we would love to have you. It's the foundation website is thehugfoundation.org,
Yeah.
O-R-G, thehugfoundation.org. So you can join there, and then we can keep you posted on all the initiatives that we're doing.
Yeah.
We're also doing, we're also trying to solve issues with hunger in Kenya and in Africa. So we're working with foundations that are creating garden towers.
Yeah.
We're also doing hope kits for
Yeah.
girls.
Yeah.
So we're also working with another organization that's bringing sustainable solutions. So we're always looking for sustainable solutions.
Yeah.
We always want things to do to grow in perpetual way.
Yeah.
So it's not just a single help. So that's basically the best way. Coach Ben Africa also is the place where you would probably register for African Youth Leadership Summit.
Yeah.
So for THABITI.
Yeah.
So you can also check that one as well. I think it's coachbenafrica.org.
Yeah.
Pretty sure. So those are probably the ways that you can find us, and you also can communicate with me. You can send me a message in the Huggers when you fill out the form. There's also a place for you to fill out questions, or if you want to be involved in any way, if you want to come to the event, let us know.
Yeah.
We would love to have you.
Amazing. And thank you everyone for tuning in from when we started up to right now. And we want to say bye.